Yo, it's so bad. It really is. Like I don't support, like I don't co-sign the drama, but yo, the Toronto Polys on Clubhouse, it's so entertaining. Like honestly, it's really entertaining. I'm sure it's deeper than what I think it is, but if they do this to keep their name relevant so they can sell records, I I'm gonna watch every time. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. YG and Hoodlum going at it. Hunted Watson, some nigga from Michigan going at it. It's 30 minutes. I've already watched it twice. In fact, I think I've watched it more times than I've listened to Drake's Certified Lover Boy. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not more involved in this conversation. The reason being simply I just don't give a fuck. I don't care. Toronto rappers, their status to me irrelevant. Irrelevant in the game of hip hop, irrelevant in the game of anything right now because they're more focused on clout, Instagram fame, and all this other shit than actually making real music. The only person I know and I don't know if he was in the Clubhouse meeting that you were in, but the only person that I see right now, Toronto artist, who is trying to separate themselves from everything else that everybody else is out here doing is Mula First.
So just to be clear, I was not in the Clubhouse. I was just watching it on YouTube.
Do you know if Mula First was in there at all?
No, but they did bring his name up.
Oh, because he was probably busy making another music video to drop. This is a man who has disabled his Instagram account, doesn't need it. He says, and just consistently puts out music videos. When it comes to Toronto rap and all this other stuff, all it is politics. There's no rap. I don't know why we keep calling these guys rappers. I couldn't name you a YG song. I couldn't name you any of these guys' music because it doesn't appeal to me. I can just go listen to an artist from Atlanta or New York or LA or anywhere else in the world, and it's gonna sound like a Toronto rapper because they don't even have a distinct sound. So that's why anytime you bring up this type of stuff, this is my emotions towards it because yeah, that's literally how I feel.
Man,
Prove me wrong.
you sound
Prove me
angry.
wrong.
You sound angry. Who farted in your cereal this morning? What the hell? All I was saying was the shit was entertaining.
I don't find it entertaining. That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever watched it before, but the shit is funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of Canada, who's poor? Raise your hand. No, no,
Oh,
I'm the only one. Oh, okay. Thank you. At least
you
we're
just
being,
you just wanted me to put my hand up. Yeah,
well, at
that's
least
all.
we're being honest today, right? And we're all poor. At least what is it? At least half of Canadians are poor. Well, not, okay, poor is a very strong word, right? Struggling. Is that the statistic? At least 50% of Canadians are struggling. What city, what province do you live in? Because we got some statistics for you. And then if you hear your province's name, raise your hand and stand up, all right? Because you're definitely one of us. Do you remember Podna money? Did your parents ever do Podna money?
Okay, so first of all, I don't know how you're trying to say how you're
It's
trying to
called
say that
Podna
word.
money.
Nope, you could just say partner. You could just say
No, no,
partner
no, no,
because
no. It's
because
called
even Jamaicans,
Podna
it's
money.
nope, not one Jamaican says it like that. So
My mom says it like that, and
she
she's
definitely does not.
Jamaican.
She definitely does not.
Anyways, so clearly he knows what Podna money is, and I think that
It's
we should.
called partner, but
I
that's
think
fine.
I think we should all join that or create one. I missed that boat, but anyways, apparently to live in Toronto, you need to make at least $90,000. In Toronto, the average monthly rent for a one bedroom is $2,013. 2013.
That's crazy.
All right,
2013.
let's skate over to MTL, Montreal. You need 70 bands. In Montreal, the average monthly rent for a one bedroom is 1,507. So yeah, figure that out. But wait a second, to get a two-bedroom apartment, you would need an income of at least $89,000. So it's not that big of a stretch. Another 20 bands. Maybe just don't buy that Rolly. You'll be fine. To live in the facts, Halifax. The average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment is 1,602, and you would need $78,000 a year as your annual income to do that. Whoa, two bedroom, $92,000 a year. And to live in Calgary, You need an average income of 59,000. A one bedroom is going to run you $1,221. If you need that two bedroom, you need to be making at least $71,000. The one thing I didn't say was the two bedroom for living in Toronto. So if you need a two bedroom in Toronto, remember you're renting. You don't own this. You need an average income of $118,000 a year. So
That's so crazy.
I started this by saying, if you're poor, raise your hand. And, we're being honest today. We raised our hand. Viewing public, you can raise your hand in the comments section because I know there should be a lot of hands raised, especially if you're living in Toronto. What the hell?
Listen, there was a study done. I think it was about 1,600 people. I'm not exactly sure the researcher, but it was about this exact topic. And he came to find out that 53% of the people that he interviewed said that they couldn't afford the lifestyle. Like they couldn't afford to just without living paycheck to paycheck is pretty much what it means. Being broke is living paycheck to paycheck in 2022.
Yeah,
Being broke doesn't
100%.
mean you don't have any money. It means you're living paycheck to paycheck. It means you're unable to save money. So from this research that this guy did, he also found out, and remember, this is at a time when inflation has gone up 5%. Gas prices have gone up incredible amounts. I think they said the food prices, it's been the highest increase spike in food costs in grocery stores since late 1999 or early 2000s or something like that, something crazy stat like that. So everything is going up. Minimum wage just got increased 75 cents, which is great, I guess.
It's
But
something.
but according to the stats that this guy has determined, people need to be making at least $20 an hour to be able to sustain a lifestyle where they can just live comfortably, just not worry about their finances. This research that he did also said that there was something like 51 or 50 something percent of the people that were surveyed said that if an emergency occurred and the emergency simply cost $1,000, that they don't have the money to cover that emergency fund.
This is why nobody should get pets. But
No, but I'm saying that to say this pretty much. Like these are all numbers that we've got. And yes, it's a small sample scale that he had. It was only 1,600 people. But everybody that is living in this situation and going through it right now, we're all going through the same thing. Everything is rising. We're not making as much money. We're trying to find ways to save money here and there, here and there, here and there. And my biggest gripe about all of this is I don't feel like the government should be out there handing out money or anything like that. But if the government is so able and so freely willing to take away our rights to protect our country and our economy and our citizens, why would they not be willing to also find some way to either freeze these things or try to control these costs in some kind of way? I don't know if it's even possible for the government to do that.
yeah, I don't think you
What I'm
can.
saying, I've seen the government do things that weren't supposed to be possible within the last 2 years, is what I'm saying.
Well,
There's a
yeah,
lot of things they've done that weren't supposed to be possible. And the reason that they did it was to protect the citizens and save the economy. Well, that's what they put forth. So now we have over half the country telling you that we can't afford the lifestyle that this country is giving us. We can't afford it. So where are you now? Where are you now is my question.
So look, you can't tell a business what they should be charging for their products. I remember when the pandemic first started and toilet paper was it was literally currency. And like these convenience stores were charging like $20 for 4 rolls. So they said you can't do that. Call the cops if they're doing that. So they did that. But you cannot tell a business what to charge their customers. Moving forward, yes, I do think they should continue, not saying they shouldn't do what you were saying, but I do think they should continue to hand out free money. In fact, if you are a person, free money, but if you are a person who is working and living paycheck to paycheck, which according to this study of 1,600 people, just over half of us are you better off doing that or just living in low income housing and then just living off the government? Because a lot of people would say, I don't not necessarily like those people who live off the government, but I think that they secretly envy them. Because who wouldn't want to? There's a lot of different ways to look at this, but I'm just going to say it. Who wouldn't just want to wake up and have all your bills taken care of for you? because that's
Yeah,
what they're
obviously,
doing.
but that's I get that. You don't what you don't want to instill in people is laziness, though, right? That's the danger with a
But
lot of,
see
because
that
it's gonna happen either way.
don't
People are gonna take
instill,
advantage of it.
but don't instill laziness, brother. Listen to what you just said. I'm not lazy. I'm just not making enough. Look at
Right,
the
but what I'm saying is the problem with the reason I said you can't just give out money is because the same thing that happened with SERB is going to happen with whatever fund. You're going to have people who are
good.
there to take advantage. Yeah, there's
Good.
maybe people taking advantage of the situation that don't necessarily need it, and then it's going to take away from the people that actually do need that money. There's conniving people in the world. People are selfish. They're all out for them fucking selves, man.
So peep this. So peep this. I agree with you, but peep this. I think, and good.
Why did we not raise minimum
Take
wage instead of
advantage.
15? Why did we not raise it to $16? Why did we not raise
Okay,
minimum
so
wage more?
yeah, no, I agree with that. They could have done that, but also, what's the point of raising minimum wage during a pandemic when you're trying to convince people to stay home? But even besides that, that's not the point that I want to make.
Just the battle of the inflation, man.
But that's not even the point I want to make. The point that I want to make is for those people who look at those who are on welfare and assistance and who have zero intention of getting off of it. They could work, they're able-bodied, but they just don't want to. So for those people, yeah, you guys are lazy and F you guys. But for the people who we're describing who are living paycheck to paycheck just to get by, if you can finesse the system, finesse the shit out of the system, meaning if you could run a little, I won't put it out there, a little 1-2 scammer from the government, you guys know what I'm talking about, run it. Because the government, to all your points, they could have raised the minimum wage sooner, more, they didn't. Right? So if they're finessing you, finesse them right back. That's all I'm saying. That's
Like the
all I'm
craziest,
saying.
like, don't you think it's crazy when there's like, I seen, and listen, I don't know if this is in Canada or the States or where this shit is happening, right? But I seen, as I'm scrolling through my timeline, I seen Target is paying their employees $18 an hour.
I seen that.
Walmart paying their employees like $17-18 an hour. Front desk associates, cashiers. These are corporations that are paying their employees more than the mandated minimum wage set by a country. You know what I mean? Amazon drivers, if you drive for FedEx, everybody, these companies are understanding what is going on here. And it's crazy that they are willing to, and it's not like they're paying more to try to get more employees. They probably are. But the reason that they're paying their employees more is because they understand that if their employees are earning comfortable wages,
they're happy.
They will stay. Yeah, they're not going to leave. They're going to stay with our company longer, and they're going to be very happy and comfortable. The government can't see that for some reason, but when it comes to all this other bullshit that's going on, they want to divide and separate and instill certain rules and emergency acts and all of these other fucking things. And it's just like, to me, it's mind-boggling to me that we have a country full of people who would agree with the government when it came to taking away certain things from us. Right? I'm going to agree with that. That's best for the country. This is the way that we should do it. But now we come into a situation where the economy not for the corporations or the government, no, because they're richer. But the economy for all of these citizens who sat back and had to abide by these rules and all these laws and couldn't work and couldn't earn a wage for the last 2 years, now got to sit back and say, oh, geez, now once I find a job, I got to hope that my job pays me enough to be able to live a comfortable life. And the government is nowhere to be fucking found. Like, this is something surprising. Like, we haven't been talking about the rising cost of rent and housing for the last how many months?
Well, you could do that, meaning get your job and hope that it, is enough to sustain a somewhat comfortable lifestyle. Or you could do that job and finesse the F out of the government and get that additional income. or a third option, it's like Mickey D's, give you a lot of choices on the menu. You can join the two guys doing a podcast, pod the money. You can do one draw every month. We'll figure it out. All right. So leave your comments. We're going to start that up. But yeah, viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? Don't forget to let us know where you live. What are you paying a month? You don't have to give all that, but you get what I'm saying. Are you raising your hand? Are you a part of the poor people club?
What are your expenses per month?
Yeah,
Well, versus
I
your
can
income?
I
Leave
can
it in the
help you out.
comments.
We're actually accountants on the side. But yeah, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Poor people unite. Deuces. Okay.
We can try to go that well, I don't want to call them by their right name because they copyright our last video. So I guess I'll call them what did I see them call as? Fluke and fraud. Fluke and
Oh.
fraud. If you can remember who those guys are or realize who those guys are, maybe we should go down their route, the fake guru route, because
Ah.
that seems to be working for them, you know.
I seen a girl I put on my gram who is selling her farts for in a jar. She's an OnlyFans model selling her farts in a jar for $1,000 a jar. Allegedly, she's making $1 million a month.
Okay, stop. No, she's not. no, she's not. No, she's not. How many beans and chili is she eating a day? Nobody farts that much.
Listen, nobody. You'd have to be an idiot to think she's making
How
$1
much-
million a month.
How much gas does this lady have?
But
$1,000 a pop?
But yes, I believe that $1,000 a pop, 100%.
That's 100,000. That's 100,000.
I literally just said you would have to be an idiot to believe she's making $1 million a month.
Okay.
But yeah, her selling a jar full of farts for a ban, yeah, that is conceivable. There are some sick people out there. And by the way, the people buying those jars, when we asked them to raise their hand, they didn't raise their hand. They can afford the fart jars. Okay. Another person who can afford a jar full of farts is Kanye West.